What's up guys, Snake here, and I'm going to be starting a new series called Can Snake Fix It? I've always been very mechanically inclined. I've always built computers, things to that effect. When anything breaks around the house, I usually try to take it apart and fix it. And you know, I've been able to do such with a pretty good success rate. So I figured, hey, why not make some videos and see if we can get some things working that maybe other people could not have, or you know, maybe get some things online, which I did here. I got a little lot of 2DS's that were broken, and anyway, see if I can get them working. Now, I did buy this lot off of eBay. I bought a lot of 4 broken 2DS's. I've never opened these before. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into, but I will say that I do believe I was taken for a little bit of a ride. And the reason I say that is because I saw the lot, and I contacted the seller, asked them where he got the lot from, you know, because I wanted to make sure it wasn't coming from a shop. And the reason you want to make sure it doesn't come from a shop is because if it has come from a shop, they have most likely done whatever they could to get it working, and either it's too far gone or it wasn't worth them fixing. So then they dump it off. So I definitely want to make sure I'm not getting those lots. So I contacted the seller. The seller said they got it from an Amazon return lot. So, you know, I asked him, has he ever worked on these and things to that effect? He said no, he has no idea. Never worked on anything like this, doesn't work on things like this. So I'm like, all right, I'll go ahead and buy them. They ended up costing $11 each, which is not bad at all. Now granted, they sell for about $79 brand new. So they're really, it's a good little, you know, console, handheld console. But they're not, I wouldn't say they're cheaply made, but they're definitely not like the quality of, like, let's say a PSP would be or something to that effect. Now, from what I understand, the 2DS XLs are much better quality. They cost a lot more. I think they're, what, $150, somewhere around there. So a little bit better quality. These I would recommend for, you know, young children, not very expensive. You know, get them used to trying to take care of things, that type of situation. But anyway, back to my original story. So I took a chance on them and I ordered them up. When they get here, 3 out of the 4 so far as I could tell, the screens are broken. So that is the most expensive repair on these from the research I have done, because the screens cost around between $20 and $25 to replace these. Now, I also understand that replacing them is not very hard, but again, it's is it worth it to fix? Is it worth, you know, getting one that's kind of like beat up like this? Let me see if I can get some more light here. I'm gonna need some more light in this room, I think. But getting ones like this, I don't know if you can tell, it's pretty beat up, and you can see there's a name etched in the back. So, you know, is it worth paying, I don't know, let's say $11 plus the, let's say it's $30 for the screen, so $40 for something like this that you can actually buy for $79 brand new? I would say probably not, but it all depends on how you look at things, I guess. Anyway, so I did my initial review on these, and I think moving forward, I'm gonna, when I order lots like this, if I order them online to repair, I'll open the packages and stuff in front of you guys. I understand that there's a trust issue with the viewers as far as opening the box on camera, so that I guess that identifies the fact that maybe you haven't reviewed them and looked at them before, and determined whether you can actually fix it or not. I mean, I don't know. Either way, it makes no sense to me, because someone could just open the box, retape it, and then open it in front of the camera anyway, but whatever. So anyway, I've determined that 3 out of the 4, as I mentioned, are broken screens. So back to the fact that he had taken me for a ride, I think, is because it's very odd that every single one of these would have the broken screen issue. Usually when someone returns something, it's either the charge port or the cartridge bay slot, some buttons, the analog stick, power button. I mean, a whole load of things. The home button would be broken, something to that effect. But for every single one of them to have the same exact issue, which is a broken screen, it usually means that the person knew exactly what they were doing, and they just went and offloaded the lot, which really sucks. So I'll have to figure out what I want to do with these, but the 2 that we're going to be working on today, this one here does not power on at all. So I have no idea whether it has a broken screen or not. Okay, I've switched out the battery already for a known good battery. Even had it plugged in, and it will not turn on. So I'm hoping maybe the motherboard or something is bad. I don't know. We'll try and look at that. But I was going to say, this one is pretty tore up. I don't know if you can see. I mean, look at all the nicks. Look at that. That thing is beat. It looks like I don't know what they did to this thing. They took it out onto the road, and they took sandpaper to it or something. I don't know. It's beat. So, but either way, I just powered this one on, as you can see, cracked screen. But when it powers on, usually means that most of what's inside is working, meaning that the motherboard and stuff is good. Obviously the battery is good. We'd have to see if it takes a charge, which we can do right now, as a matter of fact. See if we can plug this in, and there you go. Charge light. Oop. Can you see it? Yeah. Charge light lights up. So it's taking a charge. Battery's good. So we're gonna take the motherboard out of this, swap it into this guy, and see if we have a broken screen on here as well, which would be very, very, very upsetting. Alright, so enough jibber jabber, and let's get into it. Power this thing down. Hold it a little bit longer. There we go. Alright, let's get into it. We're going to go ahead and take apart both of them at the same time. And I have this nice little mat here to separate the screws and whatnot. And I guess I can show you guys how easy it is to change a battery out on this, by the way, as well. There's really only 2 screws on the back. Now this is about as far as I've gotten on taking these things apart before. And as you can see, very easy. You just pop the old battery out, and you can pop a new one in. Very easy. And the screws actually stay connected into the lid there, so that you don't lose them. Alright. Let's see. Alright, so this is going to be what we call a known good battery, or what I call a known good battery. because we know that so far it takes a charge and it's holding a charge. So, you know, this is a good battery for switching around and testing other DS's and stuff. So we'll see how that rolls. And then this one, we don't know if it's any good. We'll kind of put this off to the side. Alright, so that there. And that there. Alright. Looks like we have, let's see, 3, 6, 10 screws on the back of these guys here. They look like they're different colors too. Looks like the blue model here comes with black screws. This white model, white and red model here, comes with silver screws. So that helps a little. I think that's all of them. Alright, let's see if, well, let's go ahead and open up this one first. Oh, yeah, comes right up. And there should be, yeah, a little ribbon cable here. You got to be careful. You can't just go pulling. Oh man, this one looks like it has water damage. Not good. Not good. Anyway, when you're taking things apart like this, oh, this is gross. Just be careful, because there, you know, there could be a ribbon like there is here. I don't know if you can see it right there. And if you rip that, you know, you're pretty much done. I mean, you can order them, you know, replacements and whatnot, but okay, that part just came off. All right. Oh God, that's dead skin, whatever that shit is in there. Oops, I cursed. I'm gonna have to edit that out. All right, and I don't know if you could see. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get a camera that zooms in a little bit more. I think right here, there's a little connection, and it has a little, I guess, hinged door here, which releases the strip. Let's go ahead and pop that up right quick. And be very gentle with those. If you're too hard on them, they will pop off. And these seem to be, these are tiny. And there's even smaller ones on here. Anyway, there you go. Looks like you got to get really close for this the camera to focus in on something. I'll have to look into like maybe a better lens or something. Or maybe I just have some settings wrong on the camera. I'll figure that stuff out as I get better at these videos and stuff. But anyway, there's that. Now, let's see if this side comes off. Yep, that side comes off as well. I don't know if you could see here, but you see that? There's rust. And then you see that this water spot there. And then there's a little bit of, where is it? Whiteness. I don't know if you can see that strip on the board. Oh, give me 1 second, guys. Alright. Sorry about that. I'll probably edit that out, but my door just rang. I'm actually having my pool resurfaced today, so yeah. So that was one of the guys had a question for me real quick. So anyway, all right. These bumpers. Should be pretty easy to come off. This might not be powering on because of the water damage. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. I've worked on a few phones, tried to work on a few phones that I've seen that were worse than this. And you're able to get them to work once you clean them up and stuff. Oh, there's a little water marker right here. Water indicator. Let's see if we can focus. Come on, what is the... I gotta work on that autofocus on this thing. There we go, I think. Yeah, anyway, right there. We're right above my finger. That right there is white and red. If it were completely red, that means that it did in fact have water damage. I'm seeing there was liquid that came in here, but it looks like maybe it wasn't that much, because that would be completely red. As you can see as well. God dog it. Alright, let's see. Alright, you have these ribbons here that have to come out. There's also real tiny ones right there. And there's another one right there. So oh, there's another one right over here as well. Yeah, right there. Yep, right there. So you got to take all those off, and then you have quite a few screws in here as well that need to be taken out. Alright, let's go ahead and get the back of this one off so that once we get these motherboards out, we just swap them over and start screwing them in. Alright, now we got both of these open. This one looks nice and clean inside here. Uh-oh. Got a bumper that came loose there a minute. It's alright. Okay, let's, I'm going to go ahead and just start pulling these ribbons off and start unscrewing the motherboards. let's see if it comes out. Yes, yes. Oh, what did I hear? Did I break something? I don't think so. What's going on? How do I get you out? Oh, there you go. Ah! There's actually crud. This is a little speaker right. There's actually crud in the speaker there. Alright, so what I want to do now that I have this board out, I am going to take some IPA, 99% alcohol, and I'm going to give the board a nice little scrub. Go ahead and get that other motherboard out, and then let's get the little swappity doo going. Go. See, this guy's much cleaner, and I'm pretty sure that the only thing wrong with this is the screen. But you know, I'm not 100% sure, you know, but I'm fairly sure. And you know, if you plan on doing something like this on your own, again, always be mindful of where the parts are. Another suggestion is, you see how I'm opening two of them? It's probably best to open two of them together as well. Even if you have a perfectly good working one and you're really not going to do anything to it, but it's good to have it because, for instance, if something were to fall out of this, you know, when I wasn't looking, or maybe I turned it over too quickly, you may have no idea where that part came from, you know? So it's best to at least have a reference point. This is the screen here. So if I had a screen right now, I'd pop this out somehow. Actually, it looks like all these are going to the screen. This one's to the analog stick, and it looks like the D-pads just press into the board. Yeah. Let me show you guys. Oh shit. I just lost the bumper. See these little pads right here? It's where the button creates, when the button touches this pad, that's where it creates a connection and lets the motherboard know that obviously that's what you want it to do. Now I'm not gonna be able to mix up these boards at all, even though if I did mix them up, I'd be able to look back at the video. But we obviously know which one is the bad one. It's the one that looks like butt. Alright, now here's something else you have to be careful of. This bumper just popped out on me, and it does have a spring inside of it. And if I were to lose that spring, again, we'd be in a world of hurt. So how did that come out of there? Alright, doesn't look too complicated. Just looks like I gotta slide it into... Uh-oh. Don't do this to me, Buck. How am I going to get you in there? Let's see. There we go. Oh, I missed. Get. There we go. And pop that in. Oh. Alright, we're good again. Alright. So now, this is a bad board. Is it worth putting in here? Probably not yet. Probably not at all, really. So let's go ahead and put this to the side for now, very carefully. Hopefully we don't hit that with our elbow or something later. And let's get the good board into this guy here. And it looks like I did lose a bumper here as well. Before I continue on here, I'm just going to take a little bit of time and clean up some of these parts here because this is really gross. I'm afraid I'm going to lose the springs there. That's why I'm trying not to take the whole thing apart. Okay, so now let's get this back in. Now when you're getting these back in, we know that we have all these little ribbon cables. You have to make sure that those are clear before we fasten it down, obviously. So let's see how we're going to get this back on. I believe... let me clean this bit here. Alright, that's good for now. Now, put this baby back in the way it came out. There's a frickin' the dang magnet in the speaker grabbed a couple screws there. Wow. That would have been a pain in the butt. Oh, I gotta put this on here, I believe. Because again, that is the way that it came out. So, I'll make sure that we start that way as well. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, going in quite nicely so far. But remember, we have the ribbons to worry about. There's a little spot here for the speaker. We got to make sure that seats in correctly. Okay, that looks good. Are you good? Yeah, it's good. Alright, start getting these ribbons out. There we go, there's one. There's two. 3, 4, and then we have the ones. Oh man, I think I should have got the ones in the middle first. Big. Okay, for some reason the camera just stopped there. I don't know if I don't know why I did that, but it's got battery. Maybe it's running out of space. I got a 32 gig card. Oh, there we go. Card in there. So we might have to buy a bigger card too. I don't know. It doesn't seem like that's what it was. I think maybe it thought I was idle or something. I don't know. Alright, bumpers are working. Everything seems to be in place right now. So now, let's go ahead and get these little screws in. Now for the hard part. Now we got to get these ribbons in. First, possibly? Yes. Okay, and then this slides on somehow. Voila! Okay, now we need the back part here with the ribbon. What is this ribbon going to? Oh, the cameras. the two rear cameras. What? Yeah, I see. Okay. Now it looks like this one also kind of folds in. So let's get her going. This one should not be hard though, as I can flatten the ribbon out. Hey, we're in. There we go. All right, she's locked. Okay. Moment of truth. Known good battery. It's now in. Let's go ahead and power this baby on. Here we go. Oh, we got a screen. Look at that. 1 out of 4 had a screen that we can work with. Wow. Let's digitizer works. I'm just trying to, okay. Yeah, looks like we actually now have a DS that should be working. Now I'd have to test it all out. Okay, so let's see. Up, down, left, right. Okay, D-pad works. Up, down, left, right. Diagonal. Diagonal. All right. And I can't test out start select. Home button works. A button works. Can we back out with the B button? No, I have to return with home. We actually have a screen. Come to think of it, one thing I could have done, well, hindsight is 2020, right? So, being that this one's so beat up, I could have actually taken out the screen, and then I can place it in this other body here that is in a lot better shape. And I think I may do that, but I think I'm going to save that for another video. As of right now, this bad boy, buttons are working, is somewhat of a success. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and tighten her all up. ahead and power this back on. Let's go ahead and get a little test cartridge here. Power her back on. Nice. Okay. Uh-oh. What do we got going on? Is this the wrong cartridge? This might be for the... Oh no, there we go. Alright, it was a bit of a tight fit. Alright, it picked it right up. Go ahead and go into it. Oh, oh, what we got going on here? Looks like you play this way. This looks like this may be for the pen. It's a game for the to use with the little pen that it comes with. Doesn't look like you actually control from here. So let's go back to home. We only wanted to test the cartridge anyway. We know that most of the buttons work. Alright, give me 1 second, be right back. Alright, sorry about that. So back to testing here, make sure everything's good. We have an SD card here. Let's go ahead and put an SD card in as well. SD card slot. So we know the cartridge slot works. Alright, I'm not going to sit here and go through it. Well, let's go ahead and hit home. Doesn't look like anything's on the SD card as far as games are concerned. But let's go to... Where's the shop? Let's go to the shop here and see if there's any games that were linked to the account. Ah, no access point. Ah, we gotta hook it up to the internet. I guess that makes sense, huh? Alright, obviously I can't show you this part, so 1 second here. If it connects there. Connection test successful. Looks like we have internet. Okay. What you got going on? Let's hit back, back, close. Alright, and now, let's see, now we go to, oh, back to the store. Let's see. See if there's any games for us to access. Actually, I don't know if I'm supposed to do that from the store or not. Now it's going to be a system update. Okay. This battery is completely full too. You can see it at the top there. Right there. It's full. So definitely a good battery. Alright, so probably fast forward to this part here. Okay, so it looks like the update's done. Alright, now let's go to the eShop. Let's try a third time to get to this into this eShop. Okay, it's accessing the SD card there. So it was ready. Okay, that's good. Let's see if we can go to the menu. Let's see settings, other. Redeem down code, history updates, redeemable software, other, about Nintendo, delete account, customer support. Re-downloadable software, there we go. Hey, hey! We got a game. Super Mario Bros. 2. Let's see if you can see that. Wait 1 second. So there is a downloadable game on there. Pretty nifty. Alright guys, well, everything seems to be working. Looks like we do now have a working DS. I'll probably make, I'm thinking about making another video where I actually take the whole inner parts of this, including the screen, put it into a better looking case amongst the four, so that I have a nice, decent, good looking Nintendo DS. So we'll probably tackle the other four as well, even though, as I mentioned, I did look at the other four, or the other three, and they have bad screens as well, so there's probably not much I can do about that. But yeah, we'll probably make another video where I'm actually changing the screen, putting this screen into a better looking case. But we'll see about all that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Have a good day.